Bette Midler sold her Tesla yesterday or today. She's very excited about it. She had made a social media post. She's done an interview about it. That's how happy she is. I sold a 2003 Chevy Tahoe 8 months ago, and I did not get to do a TV interview about that, but that would have been cool. But Bette Midler has decided to sell her Tesla, and she's rejoicing. She said that Tesla was a sign of greed and racism. And I looked up her net worth, and she's worth $250 million. I think it's just weird. Owning a Tesla makes you feel greedy. But having $250 million and enough money just sitting there that you can just get rid of sell a car for way below the value you paid for it as an act of protest. Like, who did you sell it for, Bet? Who did you sell it for? Like, who's the target of the Tesla? Who have the Teslas hurt?
Back Home Media.
The Derek Releford Show on Bedroom Radio.
And we are back, April 5th, 2025. If you're keeping track of this still, I don't know. Yesterday sucked. I woke up, couldn't find half my had to leave work without it. Get to work, try to turn my car off. My car's been stuck in park since like October. I don't know the exact date. I took a buddy to Colorado Springs for like a day so he could pick up a vehicle that he was purchasing. He had found one on Marketplace out there. We went there. Long story short, my car got stuck in park in a Waffle House parking lot, and it got towed to a Kia dealership. Was there for 5 days. Was in a hotel on my dime. They said there was nothing wrong with it. Still, my buddy who's a mechanic helped me figure out how to get it out of park. Basically, there's like an emergency lever button inside that you can push to get it out of park. So I've been just using it. Now, the reason I can't just take it to Kia, like, it's just not an easy thing. It's 137 miles from my house. They will not give me a loaner. They will not help me with a rental car. So basically, it's just been like, oh, and they're only open Monday through Friday. So you have to take a day off of work regardless. You have to drive up there, drop your car off. So I dropped my car off there yesterday morning at like 9:30, 10, and told them I didn't have a ride back to Elkhart, and they're like, sorry. So I just walked through the rain. The Kia dealership's like, I don't know, probably about a half a mile out, like on the outskirts of town. I walked like a mile and a half the wrong way down the highway because I was going to try to find like somewhere to get some breakfast. I go around this really long curve and I see just open countryside for miles. I was like, oh yeah, you can't go this way, bro. There's nothing over here. So I open my map up and I turn around and I'm like, oh, okay, if I would have walked like half a mile the other way, I would be sitting in a diner right now. So I walk like 1.5, 2 miles back towards town, go to a diner, call Kia. And I had to wait in Dodge City yesterday from 10 till 4:30 when Stephanie was able to pick me up. And it was cold and rainy. And I went into stores quite a bit. Like I would sit outside on this bench until I was freezing my dick off. And then I would go into a store and like buy something and get warm and go out. And I spent $80 just going in and out of stores yesterday. It was stupid. Daniel Berry Sports Highlights in the room, in the chat. How you doing, buddy? How you doing, Daniel Berry? I still need to check your channel out. Do you have videos? If you do, I will check them out. I'm an avid YouTube watcher. Israel D in the house. What up, buddy? Modding the situation, making sure there's no going on. D-Ro, you're definitely a great storyteller. I love hearing these. It was pretty shitty though, dude. I was pretty hot when that happened. I was just sitting out in the rain, hating my life, thinking when I was walking on the highway, I was like, I'd be cool if one of these semis hit me. That'd be great. Just dark places, which it's not real. Anybody that was in that situation would have dark thoughts, it's not like I'm special or anything. But got home yesterday. We watched TV. Cruz came over. My buddy Cruz came over. I'm going to actually see if he wants to come over here and hang out. But Cruz came over and we drank 2 bottles of Barefoot wine, which is cheap. Some might say, but it's cheap wine, and $9 for a bottle. We drank 2. We drank 1 each. Well, I think he drank a little more than me. Cruz, I kind of slowed down because it was hitting me pretty hard. We were both getting a little tipsy last night. And then I woke up. I'm going to text Cruz. All right, so I woke up. Stephanie had to go to a birthday party today over in Raleigh. Doc was invited. She works at the skating rink over there, and it was at the skating rink. And I slept all day. Me and Race were just chilling at the house. I slept until about 5:36. And then I woke up. Me and Race watched a bunch of brain rot videos. We watched the new Breaking Banquet. Anybody here in the chat Breaking Banquet fans? Does anybody here watch the YouTube channel Breaking Banquet? I doubt it. Like it's a big channel as far as like there's quite a few people that watch it, but it's not worth anybody's time for sure. Me and my son Race watch it. There's this streamer named Jordy. He goes by Wings of Redemption. You can look for his channel on YouTube, Wings of Redemption. And he's just a dude. He's like 500 pounds. He games and he like does like a live stream every day in order to make money. He was on a really famous podcast years ago and he got kicked off of that. I think it was PK something. But lately he's been on the Locale Live podcast, which is made up of him and Boogie. Boogie's another fat guy who's like almost 50, who's just an internet guy who's been around forever. And Keemstar is this guy who's my age who peddles this shit. I respect Keemstar's hustle. He's definitely making a lot of money and shit. It is odd like subject matter for sure, just following around a bunch of fat losers and filming them and stuff. Like I could probably be a locale for sure if they knew who I was. What a locale is, it's just a cow that instead of giving you milk, it gives you laughs, LOLs. So there's a documentary that came out about a year and a half ago about Boogie. Followed him around for a few weeks. Pretty yikes to watch. It's like he insisted on them interviewing him in the bathtub. He takes a bathtub. He's like almost 50. He takes a bath with his like 19-year-old skinny girlfriend. It's just a really weird watch. But if you're somebody who's into that kind of check it out. Breaking Banquet is a guy who just watches Jordy Wings of Redemption's videos or locale videos and just basically every day just screen grabs all the stupid that Jordy says or embarrassing and just makes a whole compilation out of it daily called Breaking Banquet. And me and my son Race like to watch it. Recently, just Jordy guy threw his wife down on a live stream. About a week and a half ago, they were doing a group live stream in an Airbnb for Fat Camp. They were all trying to lose weight, which that's probably not going to happen. And an argument broke out, and he basically threw his wife down, his wife Kelly, and she's to this day saying she tripped. I mean, the video's out there. He like full on throws her, and she flies back and lands on a table. So he's been removed from Locale Live. Obviously, you can't have a guy who like, oh, and then somebody else while they were on their way down there videotaped. He didn't, Jordy didn't know he was being filmed, and somebody videotaped him, and he like slapped his wife's arm real hard because she kept honking in traffic. He's like, stop it. And he slapped her, or he grabbed it. But the slap was loud, dog. That they played that on Locale Live. So now dude is out of a podcast again. And I was like telling my son, I was like, you got to realize like this dude is, like, there's a reason he's 500 pounds. Like, he doesn't do anything. And I'm not bitching. I'm not talking about the guy. Get your money, boo-boo. But he's literally just somebody who goes on the internet a few hours a day and basically allows the world to laugh at him, not with him. And exchange, he gets to make his house payment, his very high medical bills from his massive obesity. You know, it's a thing. Anyway, real quick, I want to talk about a dude named Morgan Wallen. Now, I'm not going to play any videos because I don't want to with any of the algorithms and shit. But this dude was in the news this week. He was on SNL as the I don't think he was. I think maybe they wanted him to be in some skits. I think that was where the controversy started. He said no to being in skits. I don't watch SNL anymore, not because like I'm cooler than everybody or I know something that people don't know. I'm just a 42-year-old man, and I probably shouldn't, you know, I watched SNL when I was a 10-year-old kid. Me and my cousin and my brother would stay up late on Saturday and watch it and giggle. And it was age appropriate then. One of the reasons I kind of gave up on watching SNL is like, I'm not somebody who votes. I don't really super care about politics. And I got kicked out of a house party in Phoenix, in Tempe, Arizona in like 2018, 19, because there was a bunch of people there, and it was right after, let me see. It was earlier. It was like, I don't remember exactly. It was, but they were saying that they thought it was that Hillary didn't get to appear on SNL like Trump did during the election. And all I said in a room full of people, that looked like a Ben Stiller, like, coming to age sick TV, movie. They were just like, what the fuck is that supposed to mean? And I was like, well, all I'm saying is like, it's no secret who Lorne Michaels wants his cast and employees and audience to vote for. I was like, Lorne Michaels, I was like, SNL is an hour-long weekly leftist commercial. I was like, I'm not talking. When I watch like SNL clips, it's a great show. There's nothing wrong with SNL, but like, I've never watched SNL and felt like I was being like, persuaded to vote Republican ever. You know what I mean? Like it's in New York City and they're hip people. Nothing against that. It's like, but it is kind of like the Fox News of comedy shows. Like you're not going to see like the right's perspective on there at all. So Morgan Wallen does the thing. I believe he sang a few songs. I'm not sure. But during the big uproar is during the end of the show where the host says, thanks everybody for watching. And this is so cool. And then see ya. And then Lorne loves this. He likes to have all cast members and the special guests sit there and clap for like a minute and a half while the credits roll. That's his thing. He loves that. And I'm going to get to why that's a problem here in a second, to me anyway. But like that's his cinematic thing. You do realize up there on the screen it says SNL 50. They've been doing this for 50 years. So he has been like, at the end of the show, I want everybody to clap and look around and just think how amazing it is, And again, I get it. You're a producer. You're doing a television show. Morgan Wallen, after she says her thing and they start clapping and they know that the mics are cut and that there's just stand here and gloat. He walks off stage. Now, apparently he's saying he walked off stage for like some Christian reason. I don't know. Sounds gay to me. I'm just kidding. I don't know why he walked off, but I do support him walking away from a show that's over. My problem with SNL and Lorne Michaels in particular, and the fact that they are a left-leaning television show, like they are 100%, in my opinion, telling you to vote left, that's fine. Do it. There's no problem. Do what you got to do. I do not care what your programming is. My thing is they hate people like Trump and Elon Musk and all these people that they consider to be like rich white dudes that want things a certain way and use power and money to keep people down. Okay, well, I implore anybody to go check out any book or any podcast interview from somebody who was a cast member on SNL that things didn't work out for, that they didn't get movie deals like Will Ferrell. They were just on the show for a few years and then now they're just a regular person. I'm sorry, SNL is like a hierarchy in itself. Like I've heard interviews where like, oh yeah, so like back when like Seth Meyers and Tina Fey were like running things, like you don't get to sit at their table. Like if you get called to sit at their table, like that's a sign that you're moving up. Like again, I get that, but these are the behaviors that they think are so ugly and disgusting. They think it's disgusting to use power and money over lower people's heads to get what you want and make them do things and make them feel like they have to earn a spot at your table. You know what I mean? Like this whole thing of SNL being so upset that this cracker walked off stage while they were doing the clapping. First of all, why'd you have Morgan Wallen on your show? Did you listen to his music? I don't listen to a lot of Morgan Wallen, but I'm assuming it's not like pro Kamala Harris music. You know what I mean? Like my thing is this: the Saturday Night Live is saying they're fighting all this, but now they're like making the rounds. They're releasing statements. They're very upset that the dude had the cojones to walk off during whenever Lorne prefers when you stand there like an idiot and clap, pretend like your dreams have come true. Now, here's the thing. For all the players in the back that have just got to SNL or they've been there for a little while, it is a dream come true. That's probably their favorite part of the week. Hey, we all get to stand on stage and be on TV and clap, and it'll be cool. But I don't think Morgan Wallen needs that for his. I don't think that's going to help his career to stand there for an extra minute and a half. The point is this. Saturday Night Live is a toxic work environment. It's a work. I mean, again, go there and work. I'm not saying not to work there, not to support any of that. I'm just saying Saturday Night Live is a toxic work environment based on hierarchies and based on who you know, who you blow, and who shouldn't show favor to you this week. So you can just kindly shut up about some country dude walking off stage like before your preferred time, Lorne Michaels. Like, save it, dude. Save it. I understand that you're a left-leaning person, but it has nothing to do with being nice to people. Like whatever your reasoning is for being a left-leaning person, that's cool. I'm sure you have a lot of financial or just reasons to be a left-leaning person, but in no way, shape, or form is that like a sign you're doing it to help the little guy? You don't give a shit about the little guy. Chappell Roan, let me find this chick. She was in the news this week again. Now she was in the news like 6-7 months ago, and I was really for her. I was really into her message at the point. Like she was basically doing the round saying that she thought it was really weird that essentially fans or people that are like that listen to her music or watch her music videos feel that they can, if they see her in public, that gives them the right to go out and basically go hang out with her, go say, hey, what's up, Chappelle? I'm just like you. I love your music. Hey, do you want to hang out this weekend? Like, that's weird. You know what I mean? Like, that's weird to assume that you know somebody because you listen to a few of their songs, you know? Like, if you had a local band in your hometown and you went and listened to all their music and became, you know, fond of it, do you think you would, like, have clearance to go into their house and, like, hang out and get a soda or a beer out of the fridge? Like, that's weird behavior. So I was with Chappell Roan on that front. Just because you watch somebody on TV does not give you the right to go up and say hi to them, to go up and ask them for a picture. If they tell you no, and then you're somebody who goes on the internet and says, Dan Aykroyd's a dick because I asked him for a picture and he said no. Well, what the fuck was Dan Aykroyd doing? Was he in the middle of something? Like, what does he owe you a picture because you watched one of his movies 25 years ago? It's a weird behavior to think you have a parasocial relationship with a celebrity. You don't. You don't at all. At all. Unless you've hung out with them in person and your actual friends are texting each other. Just seeing a person, you know, they have no idea who you are. You know them. You're going to walk up to them and have a conversation with them as if you're like long lost cousins. That's weird. But she's been in the news quite a lot lately. One thing, if you see this get up she has here, let me just go ahead and click images. And again, I have nothing against people if they want to be goofy, whatever. This get up she has here. This was like 3 or 4 months ago. She was in the news and she was saying that she demanded to be taken. She and other artists demanded to be taken seriously. And again, nothing wrong with what she's wearing. That's cool. That's fine. Be funky. Be a pop star. Be funky. Wear your meat dress. But like, play the goddamn room. You know what I mean? You walk up dressed like Dumbledore and you're going to tell people in the room to take you seriously. Maybe they will eventually, but they're going to have to work past the fact that you showed up as Dumbledore. You know what I mean? Like begging to be taken seriously and then dressing like a, you know, again, in the privacy, whatever. There's nothing wrong with dressing like that, but to go out in public like that and think that the average human being is going to think that you're like, your voice is worth listening to outside of music. Like, hey, I love that chick's songs. What does she think about abortion? Like, you look silly. You know what I'm saying? Like, expect silliness. Expect people to think you're silly if you walk around in a silly uniform. You know what I mean? But that's not even the thing. She's been in the news again, like the last 6 months. Every 40 days, this chick's in the news. 6 months ago, about a week ago, she was interviewed and she was saying that all of her, she's like 27, I think. She's like, all of my friends that are married and have kids are miserable. They don't get any sleep. They don't have any money. They hate their lives. And it was just basically like this big anti having children, anti like straight marriage, I guess, you know. I don't know what her thoughts on like two lesbians being married. She didn't really dissect it like that, but it was just like an ultimate puking of the idea of like family, you know, wife and kids and stuff. And I'll give her this. She's probably right. I'm a husband with a wife and kids. Like I'm not happy all the time. You know what I mean? But I went 30 years without kids. And like, you know, dare I say I've ever been like happy, minus a few times I was on the teacups at Disney. You know what I mean? When I was a kid, like happy is such a weird thing to try to put a definition on, you know. But if anybody is I know there was like, I haven't been to the screen in a minute. If anybody's here watching, what are your thoughts on that? Because then when I was 27, I was anti having kids. I mean, I was basically married when I was 27, but I wasn't married. Hadn't walked down the aisle. I did not have any children in this world, and I thought it was kind of lame, you know. Like Tim and Eric made $1 billion making fun of how awkward and weird dads are, and all dads are just guys that were cool until they had a wife and kids, and then they just like got the fanny pack and started tucking their shirt in and looking like ding dongs. You know what I mean? Like Happens to the best of them. Just curious though, like, does anybody agree? When are we going to hang out, Derek? Where do you live? You live around this area? Jeff Allen Kenny wants to know if it's done. So I think it's like I think it's like very Harry Potter-esque, bro. Like, to me, like, it's just, and again, more power to you. Dress how you want to dress. If I walked around in a clown outfit and I started talking about not being taken seriously, I hope some of my friends would pull me aside and be like, it's because you look like a ding dong, dude. You're dressed like a ding dong, bro. That's what had happened. But it also like points to another thing. Like, Chappell Roan is 27. So her having these thoughts, like, I don't care what anybody does, but like, if I'm just forced to have an opinion, I'm like, okay, yeah, that's like a pretty common like thought process of a 27-year-old American. You know, I don't even know if she's American. She's in the American news, so I'll just assume she's around here often. I could get that 27-year-old people don't want to have kids, but I feel like I see a lot of people who are now over 40, 41, 42, 45, 48, and they have that same mantra. Just like, oh, you know what my favorite part about not having kids is? Being able to do whatever the fuck I want whenever I want. And then I'm like, yeah, dude, I watch you, dude. You chain order DoorDash, you get your biggest and you jack off a lot, dude. Like, so again, like, I'm not on your lifestyle or like, it's like, oh, well, me and my hipster boyfriend go out to bars and get drunk every night. And it's like, that costs a of money. And it's like, well, we don't have any kids. But I see you complaining that you hate Elon because he's rich. Like, if you didn't spend, $300 a night at a bar, maybe you would hate yourself with how much money you. Again, I understand people not wanting to have families, not wanting to have children. I get that. Why the need to on it? Why the need to be like, man, having a kid's gay? It's like, cool, don't have one, or just keep having abortions, whatever you're doing. Like, don't have one. Nobody's gonna force you. Well, now I guess things have changed. Maybe you can't get it, but like, don't have a kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand the hatred. I think a lot of it is people hate how they were raised. They hate like the rules and like all the they had. I'm one of them. Like, I didn't like how I was raised, like, as far as like where the lines were and what was real and what wasn't, what was a threat, what wasn't, like who to worship, what was okay. It was okay to do this. It was okay to do that. Like, I think all of that is, caused a lot of damage, putting like weird, religious rules on a child, but even that being said, like, I have 2 kids and they're my best friends. And that's not some cliche, oh, I love my boys. My wife's the best wife in the world. She's pretty rad. My wife's better than most wives I know, but she's not like perfect. She's not awesome. She sucks just like me. We have traits and stuff that suck. We're not free of that. But I do love my children, and it has nothing to do with like responsibility or anything. It's just they're here all the time. They're hilarious. They're funny. They're cool dudes. I like hanging out with my children. I understand the idea of not having children or not wanting to have like a marriage or anything like that, and being disgusted by raising somebody else's kids. Like, I get that. You're like, I hate kids. I get you. Like, I don't really like other people's kids. It's a good thing. I shouldn't be trying to hang out with other people's kids. I get not liking the idea of like, you go to a restaurant, you see a kid running around, or you see like these parents that are horrible that let their kids get away with murder all over the town, and you're just like, oh, I hate kids, but like, if it's your kid, like, it's half of you, you know what I mean? Like, physical traits, all that, mannerisms, tastes in food and music and style and stuff. Like, you have a little half you. I don't get the vitriol towards that kid, towards your own kid. I get you hating the idea of all the kids running around this planet putting snot on everything, but I don't understand the fact that like maybe a guy and a girl, because that's how it has to happen from the last time I checked it without science intervening, around and find out and a baby's on the way. Like, the vitriol towards that fetus, I don't understand from the parents. Like, I get not wanting to go through with it. Maybe if back in the day I get that, but the vitriol, like, I hate that thing. It's half years, bro. That's like half of you. You hate your own kid. Who harmed you growing up? Who harmed you? Why do you hate your own kid? Because they would. Those people are lonely as and pretend to be. I think they're just drunk all the time. Steph is one of my favorite wives. Having kids is the best thing in life. I love the fact that I have kids. I would have way more kids if I was rich. I find people that hate kids are just selfish attention hogs who hate the idea of something bigger than that. I think that too. Like they're just like, oh, I want to rip my womb out of my body so I can just get wine drunk 5 days. I guess like, show me a cool life and I'll believe you. But like, you do realize when my friends that post this kind of my friends that don't have kids that are in their 40s, you post this kind of where you're so liberated because you get to sleep in on Saturday. You're like, fuck it, dude. Like I get an extra hour of sleep, man. This is all worth it, buddy. This is why I signed up. Like I get that. But I see all the other you post about how you hate the country you live in and everything sucks and there's not enough money and you're poor and you hate it. And I'm not saying people should go out and chain have babies. I'm just wondering why people hate their own kids. The best part of having kids is the grandkids that you get to enjoy. They are a reward of all the hard. I do think that's probably there's a lot of truth to what Jody's saying here. I know that anybody that was lucky enough to have parents that were kind of a part of your life your whole life, and then you have kids and they were kind of a part of your kid's life for a little bit, you do realize, you see it, and it angers the shit out of you. It makes you very, very, very much angry that your kids get way better treatment than you did from your own parents, which is, it's fine. It's fine. I'll probably treat my kids, my grandkids better than I treat my kids. You've gone through raising your child, like you're done. They were your 100% responsibility, and now they have a kid and it's their responsibility. You're obviously going to be there to support in any kind of way that you can, but for the most part that kid is with your kid, so you only basically see the grandkid like on leisure time, so like, yeah, the grandparents don't really have to deal with the kid being a kid. They just see the kid like, yeah, grandparents that participate in their grandkids' lives. That's amazing. I bet that feels wonderful to have grandkids and they come over and you hang out and you have a blast and then they just go home. They go to their house and you see them the next day, you don't have to like, yell at them or anything like that. So I really like that. Real quick, I don't want to spend too much time on this. Kids are incredible. I agree, Leroy. I agree. Real quick though, I saw an interaction the other day between two people where somebody accused somebody of talking on people as soon as they leave the building. And it's true, but everybody does. I've noticed that like as soon as, because I work for like 5 or 6 clients, so I'm in and out of offices all the time. And you can kind of tell when people are upset with each other. And when people leave, people will say stuff and stuff. But like, that's just human nature, dog. Like I fully, if I'm in a room with 10 people, and we're even like having a business meeting, any kind of thing where like I'm interacting and I'm like, all right, guys, well, I'm going to hit the road. I'm out of here. Like it's to the point now where I fully expect at least 2 or 3 of those 10, as soon as that door shuts behind me, to be like, that guy sucks so bad, like I know it. I see it every time somebody leaves a room I'm in, there's 2 or 3 people that think they suck, I kind of find joy in it that people think about me at all. I'm just like, I'm an idiot. I wear sandals and shorts through winter because I'm an idiot. And I went to get gas one morning here in Elkhart, and there was a guy I went to high school with that used to like, I think people would say he was bullying me. He was 3 years older than me. He still works here. He's like a fat dude. I didn't care. Like the way I looked at it, like he never like touched me, It's like I didn't really care. It's kind of like this. The other day I was in there and I left, and as I turned to get in my van, I saw all of them were like gut laughing, and I was just like, they're all talking shit about me because I'm wearing shorts and sandals. And I was like, and I can go in there and be like, listen here, you. It's like, don't you ever? You know who I am? Don't you ever? But what I did was just like laugh. I was like, yeah, pretty dumb to wear shorts and sandals in the winter, So the moral of the story is, if somebody be talking that shit on you, it's healthy. Just let them be talking that shit on you, dog. Just let them get away with it, dog. Brett says, the more successful you are, the more successful you are, the bigger target you are on your back. Let them talk. Yep. There's a lot of people that don't like me. I don't know why. Well, I mean, I kind of know why, but it's not a real reason. But what's that old saying? Happens. Yeah. What's that old saying? Shit happen. Okay, so in the news, this is a big one. J-Lo, 55 years old, has now posted this picture on whatever social media she's on. And it broke the internet. It broke the internet. Or Stephanie didn't pay the internet bill. I don't remember. But I remember I was looking at this photo and just for science reasons. And the internet. No, I'm just kidding. It didn't break the internet. This is J-Lo and her big fat ass. And she let's look it up. Let me look it up real quick. J-Lo marriages. And I'm not shaming her. I've been married twice. He's been married 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Some guy named Ojani Noah from 97 to 98. She married Chris Judd from 2001 to 2003. She married Mark Anthony from 2004 to 2014. Now that's what I call a 10-year relationship. That one counts. That one 100% counts. That was probably a lot of ups and downs in that 10 years. And then most recently, Ben Affleck, 2022 to 2025. I mean, she's 55. Right? She's 55, right? Like, I'm not making that up, right? Like, she's a 55-year-old lady. She says maybe it's a pick for Diddy in jail. I think Diddy's more into dudes, though. Like, the more I hear about what's coming out, like, who was it? What's that guy that's famous for saying Maine? No, is it him? Terrence Howard. Terrence Howard did an interview this week. Howard did an interview this week on some podcasts. Do your own research, but it's the clip's out there. Terrence Howard straight up said that when he was coming up, Diddy essentially hired him for some acting lessons back in the day. So Terrence Howard showed up and was gonna, he got paid a lot. He was sitting in a room with Diddy and he's like, so what are we gonna do? And he said Diddy just stared at him for like 20 minutes. And then Terrence Howard said, like, he just left basically. He's like, I don't know what to do with this. I thought you wanted acting lessons. You just stare at me for like 20 to 30 minutes. I'm out of here. And then Terrence Howard does music. So Diddy's people get a hold of Terrence Howard's people and say, hey, Diddy wants you to come pay him your music. He wants to maybe work with you. He's like, all right. So he goes back to Diddy's house and he sits there and he plays his music and Diddy just stares at him the whole time he's playing. He doesn't say a word, just stares at him. So then after a while, he gets up and he leaves and he's already like, that's odd. This is way back before any of the stuff going down. I think Terrence Howard had an idea that Diddy was a weirdo, though. Like, I don't think it was like a far stretch for him to think that Diddy was acting inappropriately towards him, like another dude who's like openly straight, And then Diddy's people got a hold of Terrence Howard's people again and said, hey, Diddy wants to hang out with you tonight. And Terrence Howard just asked his assistant, he's like, for what? He just keeps staring at me. And his assistant's like, I don't know. I think he wants to f you. He said this on like a massive podcast like 3 days ago. He says that his assistant said, I think Diddy's trying to have sex with you. So he doesn't go hang out with Diddy and he dissolves all contact with Diddy. But basically what he was talking about today was what he was talking about in the interview is he said that there's a lot of male actors and musicians out there. Terrence Howard's words, not mine, that had to trade their manhood for fame. Basically, like casting couch. Jody's right. A butthole is a butthole. That's 100% fact. Like casting couch type things. He's talking about like Justin Bieber. All these people that associated with Diddy under the pretense that he was going to help their career, in some way. And then when this dude makes like odd moves on them and then they allow it to happen, like you can't go out and like talk about it, like I don't even know if that's true. I've heard that so much that Bieber was assaulted by Diddy when he was a kid in that video that's famous out there where Bieber's like 11, I don't know, 11, 13 or something, like little kid. And Diddy's talking about, I have, full custody over this kid for the next 48 hours. We're going to do some wild stuff. And you can't talk about the stuff we're going to, it's odd. If anybody was like hanging out with a 14-year-old kid and just like, I got this kid for the next 48 hours. I'm not going to tell you what we're going to do. And there ain't going to be no cameras. I would just be like, yikes. The fuck does that mean, dude? First of all, why do you want to be alone with a 14-year-old boy, dude? And like, why are you telling a TV camera about it, dog? Like, that's odd behavior, Mr. Diddy. But basically, it's that situation where, and I feel weird about it. Now, obviously, like if something happened to Justin Bieber, there's really, in my opinion, you don't even have to break down anything of whether or not Bieber went along with it, allowed it to happen, because he was a minor. So Bieber, as far as as far as I know legally, Bieber didn't have a choice. If that happened, no matter if Bieber said, hey, let's do this, I think it's still illegal. Like when you're a minor, I don't think you can make that choice legally. So that situation, if that happened, Bieber doesn't have to explain anything. But at the end of the day, power is crazy. A lot of powerful people will just do whatever they want to anybody, and they know you won't say anything. But then they're powerful. They can maybe get you a better deal with your music. They can get you some more people looking at your music or your art, your movies, and all that stuff. But J-Lo is looking for another dude. If anybody's interested in a 55-year-old lady with a big fat ass, and she can do a spot on Jennifer, what is her name? Selena impression, just hit her up. She will help you out. She will get you. You can get married. She's down for the ring. She wants another ring, and I don't blame her. I do not blame her. In the news also, media mogul Adam22 claims this week on YouTube that he is broke. Not him, but his company, No Jumper Podcast. They've been laying off editors and all kinds of people left and right, show hosts. And he did a YouTube video basically saying he's broke, and he's announcing that people should do sponsorships. Here's the thing: like if you're watching this on my YouTube channel, right underneath me, there's a button that says subscribe, which you should do. But then there's also a button that says join, which means you give me like $5 a month for like access to some videos that I have hidden or something. If anybody does that, that's cool. I don't think I ever want to ask anybody to do that. I don't think that would be worth it. If you message me privately and ask me for the video, I'd more than likely. I'm such a small streamer that I'm more than likely to respond to you and just send you the video. So to me, like the whole, I pay YouTube. Okay. Like I pay like 15, I don't know, $20 a month for no commercial YouTube. I love it. I can watch videos all day, all night. I don't get a single commercial. So I'm already paying YouTube. But if you watch shows like Adam22 or all these people, so they have those pre-rolled commercials into their podcasts. Obviously, those are a little bit different. But if they do like a in video where the creator puts the ad in the video, like that does not count. Like you do not get to. You can fast forward through it, but if like No Jumper Podcast, if I'm a YouTube member where I'm paying the fee and I get 0 commercials and I go watch No Jumper Podcast, I'm already going to get commercials. You watch any podcast, they cut to a commercial. It's planted into the video by the creator. It is not like some kind of ad revenue thing where the YouTube's gonna be like, oh, we're gonna place an ad here. No, it's placed there by the creator. You have to watch it or fast forward through it. And then to have creators, so you're already basically paying to not see commercials, but if you see these creators, you're seeing the commercials anyway. And then they want you to pay him $5. And then he has like one tier, it's like $100 a month where he'll put your name at the end of the video and stuff. Again, just typical grifter behavior. I don't care about Adam22 being a grifter. I don't care that he's a cuck. I don't care that he lets his wife bang dudes in pornos where he's not in the room. All the reasons that people want you to hate him, I don't care. I don't hate that he's a white boy who pretends that has like the numbers to say he knows the most about hip hop in this country. I'm mad at him that anybody would go to this guy for advice. Like the guy he's a chode, man. The guy's a chode. And again, I'm not saying this guy doesn't get laid. He doesn't have friends. He doesn't have money. I do sound like a hater. It's a poor person calling a rich person a chode. But like, I'm not somebody who watches this guy's content, but he is a clip. He's all in the clips. There's so many times that things have happened in this guy's studio or where he's been in studios where it just got violent or weird. But the main thing is this guy and then the other guy, what's his name? DJ Vlad. In my opinion, all these dudes do is they book these rappers and then they try to get them to brag about their lifestyle, brag about the drugs they sell, brag about the guns they carry. This is DJ Vlad. This is Adam22, DJ Vlad. Now, in my opinion, both of these dudes here are police. They are police. Do your own research. Go find out how many rappers did DJ Vlad or No Jumper podcast, and they were goaded into bragging about their past crimes, and look at how many of them got charges after they left the studio, whether it be a week, a day, a year. Things they talked about on these two cops, these two police officers podcasts, ruined a lot of lives. There's also, Google it, do your own goddamn research. There's also dead bodies associated to rappers going on these men's podcasts and being talked into talking about their activities before fame, and they were gunned down by people that didn't like their response. So in my opinion, the saddest thing here is that the pulse of hip-hop is essentially in the hands of these two police. Rap fans, do better. Stop watching those idiots, dude. Stop. Who cares if they have your favorite rapper on? He's there to set them up, dude. Stop supporting these guys. They're crackers, dude. And I'm sorry, they're just white dudes, man. Like, what do they know about hip-hop, dog? They couldn't possibly know anything about hip. They're white, crusty dudes. But they do go to use code Adam22 for 15% off. Is that to see his wife get banged, Hannah? I just saw the video of the guy that banged his wife, and they asked him, do you think you banged your wife? You think you banged her better than Adam? And he was like, obviously. And Adam22 got all pissed. In more shocking news, Impractical Jokers stars Joe Gatto and Murr in a little bit of hot water. Now, it started coming out about a week and a half ago. Let me make sure there's no Joe Gatto, James Murr. So about a week and a half ago, some ladies started coming out with allegations against Joe Gatto first, basically saying he had assaulted a few ladies. He had assaulted a few ladies, and he had also been inappropriate with some younger girls. Now, when I say younger girls, again, I have not looked at any updates on this story in about 5 days. So maybe there has been under 18-year-old girls that Joe Gatto messed with. Upon me doing research 5 days ago, it was girls that were 20 years old. Is it creepy? 100%. Is it illegal? No. Is it a news story? Only if you're his wife. These girls did TikToks and they're like, look at this monster. He rubbed our bellies. But they showed all the screenshots, and it was just two 20-year-olds begging this dude to come hang out in his hotel room. Again, you're 20 years old. You met up with a famous person. You got him on Instagram, whatever app it was, and you started texting him. And you really, 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 really wanted to hang out with a rich person for whatever reason. To bang them, probably not. To live off their lifestyle, have them buy, probably so. I don't know what your reasonings were, but a 20-year-old, a 50-year-old famous person is not news to me. To his wife, yes, she has every right to be upset that he's, cheating on his wife with 20-year-olds. But I don't need to hear any other human being give me some lecture on morality against something that's not a crime. It's then change the age. I'm down. I'm not going to sleep with anybody under the age of 30. Change the age to 30. In my world, that's cool. I don't care. Change the age. It's not a news story, though. Now, James Murr, on the other hand, was kind of caught messaging some underage girls. Now, I did not get a chance to see if, in fact, let me see. Okay. No, I'm trying to find a thing here. So basically, the text message I saw that Murr had basically put out that he had sent a girl. She was 14 or 15, and she was basically flirting with Murr, who's 50, and she said that I can't wait to turn 18, and he's saying stuff well, as soon as you turn 18, call me and we're gonna mess around and. That's not going to get a speech from me as far as that's not a news story. Anybody texting an underage person, flirty, probably should probably shouldn't have a TV show. You know what I mean? Like that's odd. You know, they call it grooming. I call it trying to establish what I call grooming is just I just use the actual definition. It's anybody who's found a child that they think might turn out to be an attractive adult, so they're going to become friendly with that child and be there for them, for that child. So when that child turns 18, they can be like, hey, you know, like if we bang, the cops aren't going to show up. You know what I mean? Like odd behavior for sure. But these dudes kind of going down in flames as we speak. Impractical Jokers, Joe Gatto and James Murr currently in cancellation. Also in the news, what's his name? Russell Brand being charged with the R word. They go back to 1999, 2001, and I think like 2005. He's being accused, and it's not American courts. It's wherever he's from, Britain or whatever. They want him. He has his residence as living over there, but anybody that's been paying attention to Russell Brand knows that like he's pretty much been in the States for like the last year and a half, couple years, doing podcasts and just probably living in hotel. I don't know his situation, but I know he's like been working in the United States for the past like year. In the article I read, they were basically saying like they are going to try to get American get American police to basically nab him and get him back over to where he is so they can try him for that. Russell Brand is, I don't know. Like I liked him in his movie, like Get Him to the Greek, great movie. His part in Forgetting Sarah Marshall, pretty funny. His stand-up, I'll have to admit, like I couldn't tell you if Russell Brand is a good stand-up comedian. My ears I watch a lot of British television, but that being said, when you watch British television, a lot of things that are said, even though they're said in like English, you don't know what it could be. It could be some kind of slang. They say it fast. They say it in like an accent. When I watch British television, there's a lot of things that I just don't pick up on. I just move on. I'm like, I don't know what that meant, but I'm sure it's funny. They got the laugh track going. When I watch Russell Brand do stand-up comedy, kind of the same situation. I'm just like, I mean, the guy's like funny. He's got good energy, but like he talks so fast and he's got such an accent that I'm having trouble literally like keeping up with what this dude's saying. So I've only known him basically as an actor. I would not be surprised if he did some stuff like this, 25 years ago. If you look at his character in Forgetting Sarah Marshall, where he's just like, a addict and he's banging every chick he comes into contact with. I don't think that was a stretch for Homeboy. I don't think Russell Brand had to dig very deep into his acting chops to play a guy who could bang any chicken around him. You know what I mean? Like he's a decent looking dude. He's rich. He's famous. He's a comedian. People like him. He's in movies, and he's around chicks that'll just bang him. They just bang him. And I think what happens is these guys, they get into that lifestyle where they're just used to chicks banging them all the time, and then they hang out with a chick and maybe the chick, maybe they make out or something, but it goes further than the chick wants it to. But the guy, that idiot's so used to like, oh, well, in my life, you just, pull it out, put it in. Like, that's just what you do. That's, but here on Earth, we have laws against that, So I don't know, I don't know British laws at all. I don't know what a 20-year-old R-word case is going to do to the guy. But I do think it's funny that over the last like 4 years, he's been doing this. He like left Hollywood. He said, he's like, I'm doing my own thing. I'm anti-woke, and bothers me that he's very, 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 he's another one of these like Tom McDonald's. He's very interested in American politics and how American ways of life, and how we got to make it better. And it's like, bro, go home. This is not your fight, dude. This is like you coming into a house, like a man's house with his wife and kids, and then telling them what we're going to have for dinner and how we're going to pay the bills. How about you get the f- out of my house, dude? This isn't your problem. Nobody asked you to solve our problems. It really bothers me when people from other countries make it a job to move to America, and then their job is to complain about how awful it is here. Well, then go home. You know what I mean? Like, Russell Brand kind of lost me with all that. About a year ago, he got baptized and he's been doing the Christian thing, which again, that's fine. Maybe he is a born again Christian. Maybe his sins have been washed away. That's a thing. But the blood of Jesus somehow cannot wipe away charges in a sealed court document. You know what I mean? Like maybe it could, but I don't think Jesus has ever used his blood to smear off R-word charges against some celebrity. You know what I mean? Like, to me, it seemed like a last-ditch effort for the dude to try to make the world think he was a decent person over the last couple of years. Probably knew these charges were coming down the pipeline eventually. My guess is it was just an overcorrection, him trying to seem like a decent person so he could save favor and potentially still get downloads, potentially still get some monetary advances with his career. Not going to do a big rant about this, but I am tired of people on Reddit being obsessed with cats. It is weird. I'm glad that you like your cat. I'm glad that you feed your cat. I'm glad that you love your cat Snuggles. I'm glad that your cat makes funny faces when you take a I don't need to see it. I'm glad that you found a cat behind a dumpster. I don't need to help you name it. You don't need to post every day 40 people. I just found this cat. What should I name it? I'm like, I think you went looking for a cat so you can make this post. Are you even going to feed that thing? Like, this just reeks of somebody who sees like internet points like, oh, they like cats. They like cats on Reddit. We got to like cats. But I saw this guy made a post like a few days ago and he's like, hey, Reddit, new cat dad here. I just had some questions. I had to like turn my phone off. Like, a cat dad. You're a dad now. You're a parent. You're a parent. The only I guess you are a parent, but the only difference is if your cat or my kid got hit in traffic, they would contact me. They would not find you, sir. Unless you have like a thing on the cat, contact this guy. The world would see it as and I don't hate cats. I don't worship them. I don't have this weird thing where like it's like a thing where like cats are the best. Cats are cool, but if a cat gets hit in the road, like the world's not going to end. They're not going to call the cops. They might call like animal control to come pick it up. It's a weird vibe when people think that they're parents because they just got a cat. It just makes me real pissed. Last story we're going to get into. Bette Midler sold her Tesla yesterday or today. She's very excited about it. She had made a social media post. She's done an interview about it. That's how happy she is. I sold a 2003 Chevy Tahoe 8 months ago, and I did not get to do a TV interview about that, but that would have been cool. But Bette Midler has decided to sell her Tesla, and she's rejoicing. She said that Tesla was a sign of greed and racism. And I looked up her net worth, and she's worth $250 million. I think it's just weird. Owning a Tesla makes you feel greedy. But having $250 million and enough money just sitting there that you can just get rid of sell a car for way below the value you paid for it as an act of protest. Like who did you sell it for, Bet? Who did you sell it for? Like who's the target of the Tesla? Who have the Teslas hurt? I get Elon Musk is middling in our government. I get that. But what did the car and the person that bought the car, who did they hurt? And what are all these vandalizations and selling of cars? Like, first of all, Bet, you shouldn't have booked it. You look dumb. You look dumb smiling on TV. I sold my car because it was a sign of greed and racism. Well, why'd you buy it? You realize you're like one of the only people that can afford one of those things, and now you're like, well, I'm selling my. Show me one of the people that you think that you're helping because Elon Musk is so racist and all this shit that you say. And he might be, but show me the people that are going to benefit from keying a swastika on a Tesla or damaging property that somebody who's not Elon Musk bought. Like, who do you save? Who are the people being saved? I don't understand it. What was a sign when she bought? Exactly. What was it? Let me tell you something before I get out of here. Elon Musk showed up on my newsfeed in 2012. I thought he was a rich douchebag. I thought his daddy was a miner, and I don't have any kind of mushy feeling for Elon Musk. I'm not proud of him. I think most people handed a fortune could probably do something. He's not the only person, if he had unlimited amounts of money, that could do some cool things. One of those things being making a car that ran on a battery, which the people that are selling right now really championed when they came out. 2012, this is Elon. He's here to save the planet. He's so cool. He posts memes. He says 69 and 420, and he comments on Reddit, and he's a troll. He's a billionaire troll. Yeah, his whole fan base was my left-leaning idiot friends. They thought the guy was going to save the planet in 2012. And now the same idiots are trying to tell everybody not to like him. They never did. Now they might, because you hate him so much, and liking anything you hate might sound fun to them. They never liked Elon Musk. He was never a poster child for Trump. He was never a poster child for MAGA. He was never a poster child for Republican values. He was the guy that was flooding my news feed every day saying he wanted to save the planet by not using gasoline and oil anymore. He wanted to use batteries. And now, and the people that are trying to quote unquote cancel him, it doesn't make any sense. Like, I think that if you want to make like a politically charged statement or if you want to be political, read a book, read a goddamn book. Don't get your keys out and go find a test. You don't know shit about anything. I don't either, by the way. I'm not going to go, Al Gore. They're saying Al Gore was on those flight logs. Should I unplug my internet? Should I unplug it? Should I turn my TV off? Should I unplug my internet because Al Gore invented it and he went to Epstein's Island? Should we just get rid of the internet? Just get rid of it? Like, should we burn anybody? Should we carve Nazi signs into any company that uses internet? Any household that uses internet? Do we carve Nazi signs? Do we carve pedophile signs? It's weird. I think what it is you have this overwhelming hate for rich guys, and it's these people try to base it in like where they're fighting for the little man. No, you're not. You're just jealous of a guy that has more money and pussy than you, basically, and you hate it because you think that you have more riz and charisma than this guy, and you think you have smarter ideas. Well, guess what? You can have all that, but until you find a rich father, none of your ideas matter. Nobody's going to care when you tweet. Nobody cares. Them's the breaks. Elon Musk won the lottery. He was born to a rich guy who had an unlimited amount of money, and so now when Elon Musk speaks, people talk, people listen. Stop framing that Elon Musk is running everything. He's a bad guy. No, you're just jealous, dude. Like, you just hate seeing somebody. Like, you probably hate everybody that's like rich. Like, I get it. It's just weird. It makes, and again, I'm not saying that you can't have that. It makes me feel like you're obsessed. You're obsessed with these two dudes under the guise that they're mean to poor people and minorities. That's what your reasoning is, that you hate these guys. But you just hate them because they're rich and they do whatever they want. You hate them and you think about them all day. You read about them all day. You pull up fake news stories about them all day. You share 100 memes a day trying to convince your friends that are all with you. You've unfriended everybody that doesn't think like you. You're trying to convince your timeline made up of like-minded friends that Elon Musk is a bad guy. Like, it makes me think you want to f him. Like, I'm just going to come out and say it. Like, gay vibe. Okay? Like, when I see grown men over the age of 40 posting memes about these two men all day, I'm like, I think you want to blow that dude. Like, and there's nothing wrong with being gay, obviously, but there's something wrong with chastising a man because you want to blow him. You know what I mean? Like, that's the only thing I can come up with. There's never been a dude out there that I have given this much brain power and time to. A chick that I was interested in, yeah. AOC, I think she's hot. I might listen to her talk because she's hot. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend. It's very weird, this obsession with these two men. These two men. They're just, hey, man, ruined it, man. My life's over, bro. Oh my God, dude. Really? That's where we're at as a country? Sit around and chain hate anybody that has more in their pocket than we do, and then under the guise that we give a shit about poor people or people of color or gay people, nobody cares about anybody. Get that out of your get that message out of your head. You don't care. Sit down with me for 20 minutes and I'll point out ways that you prove every day that you don't care about anybody but yourself and your family and your friends. You don't like these two guys and you're mad. And you're mad. And it's going to make you sad. I love everybody. I love all my friends. But I do think that you are borderline gay men the way you hate these dudes. Like, my whole timeline is just filled with guys 40 plus hate these two. These guys I hate them. I hate that they won you. I hate it. They're running it. Running what? This place sucked before you got here. You know what I'm saying? And when I say this place sucked, it's still better than any other country out there. I don't want to, for me personally, I don't want to live in any other country. I'm not going to move away. I like it here. I like that I'm able to go on the internet and call my friends gay and not go to prison. I like that I can have an opinion. Is it perfect? Not at all. That's why I said this place sucks. But leaps and bounds. Leaps and goddamn bounds better than excuse me, got a burp in there. Better than any other country. That's the news as I saw it this week, folks. Those are the headlines. That's what I saw. I calls them like I sees them. Take it easy or don't take it at all. And that is how you do a radio.
Back Home Media.